This video is all about transformations, which is just changing an image or shape's position. One thing that we really need to know before we get into what transformations are, we need to know the vocabulary word congruent. Congruent means equal or the same. There are three types of transformations: translation, rotation, and reflection. You might be familiar with rotation and reflection, but translation might be the one that you might not be as familiar with, so we'll start with that one. Translation means to slide. Now, a little tip is the SL in translation should make you think of the SL in slide. Now, the technical definition is where every point on a shape moves the same distance and direction. So let's look at this. We have a star right here. This is our original shape. If I wanted to translate the star, I would drag it just like that. That is a translation. It stayed the exact same. They're still congruent. It just slid. Now, if we want to look at our technical definition where every point on the shape moves the same distance and direction, this point right here and this point right here is the same. So if I took a line and connected like that, every point should move the exact same distance and direction as these ones did. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this line, and I'm going to drag it over to the point that's on the far left of the star and take it to the exact same point on that star. And it is the same distance and the same direction. If I did this with every single point on the star, they are the same distance and the same direction. So that's what translation means. I could move it over here. I could slide the star anywhere. All of these are examples of translation. Rotation. You might be familiar with rotation. It means to turn. So it's turning the image or shape around a point of rotation. So here we have a Fortnite character. I don't know for sure because I don't play, but I did Google it. So I really hope this is a Fortnite character. Okay, so basically if you see this green dot that showed up on my screen, that is the rotation button. So basically if I click it, I can rotate. Now, the images are congruent. So we talked about that word congruent. They're exactly the same shape, same everything. I just turned it around a certain point. So I could rotate this image all around. That is rotation. Our last transformation that we're going to talk about is reflection, or to flip. So the FL in reflection can help you remember FL in flip. So reflecting an image or shape along the line of reflection. So right here I have a female cardinal, and this dotted line right here represents the line of reflection. So what's going to happen is going to be a mirror image of the cardinal. So just like that. The cardinal has been flipped along that line. I could make some different lines of reflection though for this cardinal. For instance, I could make one that kind of goes diagonal underneath. So what's going to happen is it will flip along this line of reflection. Another example, I could flip along this side of reflection. You'll see the exact mirror image along that line. So just to recap, translation means slide, rotation means to rotate or turn, and reflection just means to flip, specifically along the line of reflection. All right, so we're going to have some practice here. I want you to look at each of the examples. One of them is rotation, one is reflection, and one is translation. You're going to have to be careful and look closely. I want you to pause the video, label each one, and then play to get the answers. All right, so let's take a look at these examples. For number one, we have translation. So we have an elephant, and all it did was slide over. It's the same orientation, same size, everything, just it slid over. Number two is reflection. Now, you have to be careful and look. You'll see the leaf is over here on the left, and then the line of reflection would be right about here, and you'll see that now that leaf has flipped over to the right side. Our last example is rotation. We have this cute dog, and it just has been rotated or turned upside down. I hope you've enjoyed this video on transformations, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.